Good morning, everybody. What's going on? It's a Saturday, and I came in real quick to see the team go out to their open houses, and it's KSA Kris here on the Real Estate Blitz. Wanted to ask you a quick question. Have you ever jumped on Zillow? The odds are good if you're looking to buy or sell a home, you have jumped on Zillow. There's no doubt about that. And we hear from people all the time. Zillow said. And I really wanted to kind of do something real quick just because, I think real estate agents make jokes about it, and but homeowners really don't always know the truth about Zillow and how it works. So let's talk about it. First off, Zillow is fantastic. Zillow is a game changer. Zillow has become the de facto standard for searching for a home. A long time ago, really not that long ago, but a long time ago, if you wanted to buy a house, you had to find a local real estate office, and you would walk into that office and you were able to only see the listings that that office had and the agents that were in it. In a lot of towns, there was only maybe one office. I remember when I was a kid, my dad, when we went to buy, I think just about every house all the way up until he moved and I got a bit older. But when I was a kid, I remember going down, there was one real estate office, one guy, and he had two agents, and he was the broker, and we went in, and they had pictures of just, the houses that they had for sale on the window, and that was it. Things have changed. With the implementation of the MLS, that was the beginning. So with the MLS, you were able to take those properties and share those properties with multiple brokerages, because back then, every brokerage had its own book. Now the MLS kind of changed that. It says, look, I'm going to bring all the brokerages in together, and you all are going to be able to share this information. So if you have a buyer, if you have a seller, so you can show clients, if they walk and say, I want to buy, you can show them other people's properties that you may not know about, that's not in your little tiny micro area. And then the next big game changer was really Zillow, in my opinion. So Zillow says, okay, great, I'm going to take everything that's on the MLS and I'm going to do what's called a syndication. I'm going to actually pull and extract that information off of an IDX feed, and I'm going to put it out there so the rest of the world can see it on the internet. And it's been a game changer. Now, I think what's unique is the back history of that. The guy that actually created Zillow is the same guy that created Expedia. I talk about this in a different video for real estate agents, but Expedia was a game changer in the travel agent industry. It used to be that you had to go see a travel agent in order to do anything. He came along, he says, I'm going to change that, I'm going to use the internet, and now can't remember the last time I ever used a travel agent to book a flight to go somewhere. They don't exist. But that's a subject for another time. So Zillow really became the de facto standard where people, the average person, went and looked. Now, since Zillow, there's been a ton of other places that popped up. You got Trulia, which Zillow ended up buying out. You have Redfin. You have there's like 250 different types of syndications. And even real estate agents can build their own websites. Like we have a website, and we have two websites, and both websites have IDX feeds from San Diego and South Riverside and LA. And we do that on purpose because we want people looking at our content, our video blogs, our write-ups, our properties, and then they can pull the IDX feed through our websites as well. But Zillow was really the first person that did it. First person. It's interesting. It's funny. It's and we're going to talk about that. It's almost like the first person that did it when Zillow's not a person. But a lot of people think Zillow is a person. That's what I think is really unique. So because it's become a de facto standard, and that's where almost everybody goes to search for a property. I've heard some people say, oh, I don't use that, it's garbage. The truth is the majority of people, they jump on Zillow if they're looking to buy a home. If they're thinking about selling their home, they start jumping on there. They're looking for price evaluations and everything else. So let's talk about the business model of Zillow in its present state. I don't want to speculate. Maybe I will for a different episode, but that's mostly for real estate agents. I don't want to speculate where the business model is going, but let's talk about the present business model, and I won't go too in depth because I think it would take too much time. The present business model is you as the consumer, if you're looking through Zillow, Zillow's not free. It looks like it's free, it feels like it's free, but somebody's always going to pay. And I know some people ask us, well, why do I have to log in to get into your website? Well, because we're paying for it. We have two different websites that we specifically use, but one of the websites in particular, we spend a little over $2,000 a month to run that website. So yes, we're gathering people's information so we can better help them, but that's, somebody has to pay. So as the average person, you start looking, you say, I love this house, I want more information on it. You're going to see to the right, it's funny because it's opposite. There we go. Which is my left. You're right. You're going to see to the right 4 people that are over there that are real estate agents that have like 100 bazillion reviews and the really nice picture and a phone number. You're going to click on somebody and say, talk to an agent. Or you're going to type in a request, I want more information on this, and it's going to rotate to an agent. Those agents that you see that are in that little sidebar, they're paying to play on Zillow. We have a Premier membership ourselves, or a Premier agent. We're Premier agents, and we don't actually go out and market to everybody. We mostly are Premier agents for our listings because we carry so many listings in any given time. We want to make sure nobody's making money off of our listings. So if you find one of our listings on Zillow or Trillia, you'll see it says Kim Steele and Associates, and that's the only agent that's showing if you have any questions about our property. But a majority of the time, that's not the case. A lot of agents don't pay for it, or they don't know how to pay for it. They don't know what the process is. They don't know how to leverage affiliates, and that's another one. So, I need lending too. Those people are paying to play as well. So people are paying for you to use Zillow for free. Now, let's get into what this discussion is really about. Well, Zillow says my house is worth X. You have to understand that it's a lead capture. Zillow has algorithms, and the algorithm itself, first off, Zillow is not a person. Has Zillow gone to your house? If the answer is no, then how does Zillow know what the price of your home is? Has Zillow sold any homes in your local area? And I tell people all the time, there's a couple areas even in North County where we are not experts in that area. If somebody, and we have, I had somebody reach out to us recently and they're like, hey, I have a house in Rancho Santa Fe, will you sell it? And I was real blunt and honest. I says, look, we're extremely good at what we do, and, excuse me, I believe we could get it sold. I would recommend you talk to somebody that's local, that specializes in Rancho Santa Fe and selling homes in Rancho Santa Fe. We still would love to do an interview if you feel like we're able to provide what you're looking for. Yeah, absolutely, we'll list it and sell it. But you really should use somebody that's an expert in your area. Zillow is not an expert in your area. Zillow's never sold anything. Because Zillow's not a person. So you're typing in your information, and Zillow spouts out a number. I won't go into the particulars on the algorithm, but a majority of the time, it's always either extremely high or just way off base low. But it's never right. It just isn't. You have to understand, and we have it on our website. Almost every agent has it on their website. That's to give you a general roundabout number. Just it's a starting point. It doesn't mean that's the price of your home. And nobody is going to be able to tell you the price of your home until they physically see it. So, example, I went on a listing appointment yesterday. By the numbers, it was built in 2001. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom. It has X number of square feet. And I says, by the numbers, this house should be a $600,000 home if it's in decent condition. I went to the house, physically went to it, and the house, they're collectors of stuff, and they're also collectors of animals. So there's a lot of stuff and a lot of deferred maintenance on that home. If it smells, it won't sell. So it's extremely smelly. And the reality is, even though that's what it would be worth if it was in decent condition, the house isn't in decent condition. So, a person that specializes in that market, that actually sells homes, that does this, for a living, will be able to sit there and say, look, if you did this, this, and this is what it should sell for. But in its as-is condition, this is really what it's worth. The hardest part is when somebody's seen it on Zillow and they go, well, Zillow said it's $600,000. I know, but Zillow doesn't smell your house. Zillow doesn't see the fact that all of the carpet is ripped up from the animals. Zillow doesn't see that there is a ton of termite and dry rot. Zillow doesn't see that the floors are peeling up, the laminate's peeling up from pet urine. It's not $600,000. A house in good condition is worth $600,000. So Zillow's wrong. No, says so on Zillow. Okay. So that's always been my concern when we walk in and people take that as doctrine, something that they typed into a computer and they take it for doctrine that that's the true price. The only person that could tell you the true, there's two people that could tell you a true price. And I'll actually say there's only one person that could tell you a true price. The only one person that can tell you true price is an appraiser. The person that can get you pretty darn close to what the price could or should be is a real estate agent or broker. That's it. That's the truth. I personally love Zillow. I think Zillow is just an amazing invention, and it's innovating. It's fantastic for the business. I think my concern is people don't always understand how it works. It's a pay-to-play system. The agents that you're reaching out on there are paying to try to capture your information. It doesn't mean they're a good agent. Just because they're on there, it doesn't mean they're good. However, there are a lot of great agents. Usually, if you can afford Zillow, you've done something right. I think it's important for real estate agents to have Premier Agent accounts. So if you're talking to an agent and they don't have a Premier Agent account, I would ask them why. Why don't you? I think if you're a good agent, you should have a Premier Agent account. I know some people would debate with me, but that's just my personal opinion. I'm allowed to have it. I think Zillow does extremely well. Now, there are some, here's one major setback I didn't mention. So Zillow in San Diego. What a lot of people don't know, Zillow doesn't show San Diego properties unless you're a Premier Agent or you have CRMLS, which is South Riverside County, Orange County, LA. We are part of that organization as well. So we actually go through CRMLS to syndicate, remember, pull off of the MLS onto Zillow, to syndicate onto Zillow. Sandicor, which is the MLS for San Diego, does not syndicate to Zillow. So there are a ton of properties that are in San Diego that just aren't on Zillow. They just don't show up for sale. And the only way you're going to ever know about them is if you actually talk to an agent and get them to pull from the MLS. And that's something in between the local MLS and Zillow. Same thing. It's money. It's not a free system. It's free to you when you're playing with it, but it's not free. I wish they all would syndicate, but I understand why there's a big fight, because you got to understand the Association of Realtors has stood up Realtor.com. I love Realtor.com. I think Realtor.com is probably one of the better systems that are out there. It's going to syndicate like within 15 minutes of any new listing being put onto the MLS. I think when it comes to the pay-to-play, which is still pay-to-play for agents, it's actually more fair. You know, it's kind of on a rotation as opposed to Zillow. It's just whoever has the most money controls the market, and that's really how it is on Zillow. So if I'm in one zip code and I have more money than everybody else, I can buy up the majority of the impressions and drive the price of those impressions up in that market. So nobody else can really compete with me owning that space if anybody's searching for something. Realtor.com doesn't really do that, and I'm a big fan. So you know, that's just me. If somebody asks me if I don't push them to our website, I'm going to say definitely check out Realtor.com. I think it gives more of the truth of what's going on in the market as opposed to Zillow. But anyways, long story short, I just want to do a quick one, which it's quick for me, 13 minutes right now. My goal is 15. Zillow's an innovative system. It's fantastic, but you have to understand when it comes to valuations of your home, it's not accurate. You really need to talk to a real estate professional or pay for an appraiser to come out and actually appraise your home and tell you exactly what it's worth. I would also say always be cautious when you start selecting and clicking on people that are on there. You have to understand they are paying to play. I still tell people all the time, you need to research your real estate agents. If you're talking about selling something, your most expensive asset, if you're talking about spending something, hundreds of thousands of dollars in this market, you should be looking to interview multiple agents, and make sure you do your research. Look them up. Check out their BRE number. Research them. How many homes have they sold? What do they do? How do they do it? Have you seen them anywhere? What does their marketing look like? And just ask them some of the tough questions. I did a video previous to this. You could look that up. Also posted in the Facebook page, a couple blogs on there. So you don't get taken just because you think it makes, that's Zillow's the thing. It's not. Zillow's fantastic, but you gotta understand, it's structured in such a way to capture your information so you can be a paycheck to them. You're a paycheck. And again, not a bad thing. but it is what it is. All right, thank you, everybody. Appreciate it. KSA Kris here, Real Estate Blitz. If you have any questions, please always send them to me. I get a lot of great questions lately. It helps me put together some great episodes for you and content. And if you could, do me a favor, go out there, like, share, and comment. And go check out our YouTube page. We're starting to get some more subscribers, starting to get a lot of views on there. I appreciate it. And I guess that's it. I'm going to go work with the agents, get them set up for their open houses. Have a good one. We'll talk to you soon.